Það komið að stuttu viðtali hjá Dr. Fútból. Það að taka stuttan svona einn á móti markmanni. Dr. Fútból að sjálfsögðu með N1 og Lemon vinum mínum. Þannig með vexti Asmir Begovic að fara að halda markmannsnámskeið fyrir markmenn í byrjun júní mánaðar. Þannig að við ætlum aðeins að fá að heyra í honum og Asmir Begovic á línunni. Nice to have you, Asmir.
Oh, thank you for having me. Appreciate it, guys.
So let's just jump straight into it. You have a goalkeeper camp here in Iceland in next month. Tell us a little bit about why are you getting involved in this?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was kindly asked by Fram, one of the clubs in Iceland, through their goalkeeper coach, whether I'd be interested in setting up a goalkeeping camp in Iceland. I think it's the first of its kind ever, and my academy and myself, we've been trying to help and put on goalkeeping camps all over the world, over Europe, and obviously with our current academies that run on a weekly basis. And yeah, it fitted in really well. Looking forward to coming over for the weekend, bringing over a couple of coaches and having, just a great weekend of goalkeeping fun. We don't do enough of it, so the more we can do, the better.
I mean, Asmir, you being a top goalkeeper yourself, how come do you get involved in this? Because you still have an active playing career, and so how come do you travel around and set up these goalkeeping camps?
Yeah, I mean, I don't do it very often, that's for sure. Very, very seldom. It seemed like a really good opportunity. I think something we can do long term. Especially my academy, my coaches, we can do, and I think provide the kids with just a great goalkeeping experience, education, and tips. I think that's missing. It's a position that needs help in terms of coaching and the right attention. So the more we can do, the better. Myself personally, I've been in goalkeeping my whole life. It's all I've ever done. My dad was a professional, and I've done it now professionally for 19 years. So always wanted to set up an academy and give back and try and inspire the next generation. And this is what we try and do. And I think this is a really good opportunity for us to do something together. Have a really good weekend, put on a great experience in camp, and hopefully, inspire the kids to continue their goalkeeper training and have some good futures in the game. I
mean, you're going to have 2 days with them. What are you going to teach them? What can Asmir Begovic teach them in 2 days?
Well, I think we're going to have some good on-field sessions where the coaches are, like I said, of really good quality, and I think can teach them anything from the fundamentals, the basics, to a bit more advanced things, of course. And I think we'll be there. I'll be there to share my experiences, see some things and just interact with the kids and, hopefully help them improve and learn something. I think if they can, in those 2 days, take away 1 or 2 things back to their clubs and back to their normal training, then it's something that's been successful for us. And like I said, hopefully we can do this more regularly in the future with my team and the clubs and just everyone involved in Iceland. I think we're also meeting the Football Federation, I think, just to answer a few things and share some insights. So I think just the fact that we can come in and share some experiences and, of course, the fundamentals of goalkeeping, I think it's going to be great. And sometimes you'll be surprised how quickly kids learn. So, like I said, if they can take away 1 or 2 things from that weekend, then we'll be all very happy.
If you take us back to your days when you were starting out like a 16, 17-year-old, I mean, how everything has evolved, so much with goalkeeper training. Like, there's no position on the field that has changed so much. Just like, what has been the main change for these, like, I don't know, almost 20 years of pro career for yourself?
Yeah, well, I think, of course, certain rule changes have helped. Yeah, and it helped change a lot of stuff for goalkeepers. Used to be able to, when I started as a kid, used to be able to pick up the ball from a back pass. So that's obviously changed and made things very, very different. Of course, I think the game has evolved very much in terms of tactics and expectations of a goalkeeper, and it's become an incredibly all-around position. Yeah. And I think now we need, that's why we need coaching. We need coaching at the highest level. We probably don't have it enough, and it's difficult to keep up with demand. But you need more coaching now than ever before. I think you can play a lot before natural talent and instincts, where now your knowledge of the game and then technical ability has to be very, very high, especially, of course, at the highest level. Yeah. So the more we can do these things, the better. And, it's a position that's under a lot of pressure. Of course it is. You have to embrace that pressure. And I think the more we can support each other and help each other. And, when I was younger, I wish I had more of these experiences in camps where I can go and learn and and be around other goalkeepers. So, I think now, like I said, more than ever, we're going to try and do this a bit more often and help as many of the next generation of goalkeepers as we can.
Asmir, you being a Balkan yourself, I mean, Balkan coaches have a great reputation here in Iceland as being obsessed, as being like, extremely good one-on-one. The best teachers we have had here in Iceland. What is it in the Balkan mentality that, makes them such a good teachers, if you know where I'm coming from?
Yeah, well, I think we have, like you said, it's maybe in the region, it's in the blood. I think we have an incredible work ethic, incredible discipline. Mm-hmm. I think we're built a little bit differently, obviously, from our neck of the woods. And I think if you look at some of the top athletes, not just in football, they come from the Balkan region. So there's obviously a mentality to our work and how we go about our business that's very different. And, I think we can share that. And I think the Icelandic and Scandinavian culture really integrates with that. I think very good work ethic, working culture. So it's something that's a really nice match. It works really well. So I've been away from the Balkans in terms of my life and career for many, many years. So maybe I'm not your typical Balkan, but I think there's definitely some basics in there for sure. Yeah,
you're obviously one of the most successful Balkan players, goalkeepers of your generation, with obviously with Handanovic and Jan Oblak. Playing so many times in the Premier League, we're witnessing how much the goalkeeping position has changed. You see, for instance, goalkeeper, they centralize themselves so much these days. When I watch you guys work, I mean, you remember when a cross was coming in like 20 years ago, you would just stand at your near post or whatever. Now everything is done so centrally. So, I mean...
Yeah, the game, it's massive. The game has changed so much in terms of players' abilities and the way they play. I mean, now you have these different kinds of crosses, where cross used to be a cross, where now there's cutbacks, there's low crosses, there's back post, near post. Obviously the trend cross, as they call it, when it gets cut back. So there's so many different elements to the game. Like I said, the game is involved so much, and players have become so good as well that can do many different things, and teams play in different ways. So, that puts extra pressure on the goalkeeper, and you have to learn to cope with these things. Have
you seen the latest trend of like when players are shooting from like 20 yards, the goalkeepers now tend to step back onto their line? Have you been thinking about this? I mean, I was always told to stand as high as possible to make the goal smaller, but now I actually see them take a step back and get closer to their own line.
Yes, absolutely. That's definitely a trend in the game, and I think there's different ways of keeping goal. I think there's the fundamental techniques that have never changed. But I think, everyone gets their own individual style. Maybe goalkeepers, as you rightly say, will want a little bit more time to see the ball, especially with the pace on the ball and the movement on the ball these days. You maybe want a little bit more time to be able to see it and cope with it, and not get beat by pace. So there's different ways of doing things. Like I said, everyone has their own little way, and I think that's all about the progress and development of any goalkeeper, is to develop your own style and see what works for you and what makes you feel comfortable. Maybe exposing them to these different techniques. But definitely, especially if you look at some of the Italian goalkeepers who are very technical in that way, they like to play a little bit deeper. Maybe that also suits a bit of a bigger goalkeeper who can cover a little bit more space as well from that angle. So there's many different factors, very many, like a lot of intricacies into it. And I think it's about exposing goalkeepers and educating them in these different ways. And then, ultimately, when you look at especially the top guys and, us playing at the highest level, everyone does things in their own little way.
Yeah. You've trained with some of the best goalkeepers of the modern era. I mean, Thibaut Courtois, Gigi Donnarumma, and also, Jordan Pickford, who is obviously a different kind of goalkeeper, a smaller one, if you like. Has anyone really impressed you, like you being a top goalkeeper yourself, but you thought man, this guy is good?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I respect so many of my colleagues, and I know how difficult the position is. So when you play at that level, it's incredible. It's difficult to choose. I work with Gigi, and the stuff the physical specimen that he is just the shape of him. It's like, wow, the goalkeeping and the mentality, and I think that's a big part, the psychological aspect. Incredible. Thibaut, we competed. He's I don't know how you choose. I don't know which one is the best. I find it difficult to even say someone is better than the other. They're so good. Jordan has his own style as well. And then even back my early days, I saw David James towards a little bit the end, but he was an incredible physical specimen and things he did. Dean Kiley. So there was other goalkeepers I've seen in different times in my career, and I respect them all very much.
So I mean, you've had some of the biggest names in football coaching you over the last over your career. Has any manager you've had, one of those top managers, taken a real interest into into goalkeeping?
Not really. I think they know everything, but so you have your battles.
Yeah.
No, we're going to do things this way. Of course, they're all control freaks. That's just the way they are. It's the nature of the beast, and they're like that. But they ask questions, they think about it, but it's such a specific thing, and I think that's why it's so important to have a really good goalkeeper coach. He's the one that's kind of the link between the coaching staff and everyone else, and we just focus on our work. So I don't envy the goalkeeper coaches trying to deal with all the outfield player coaches and everything else about what they have to think, and have to say. So it's always fun and games.
So it wasn't like Jose Mourinho. I think he comes from a goalkeeping family, even though he's not the biggest. I mean, I think his son was a goalkeeper, and I was just trying to find out if he was asking a lot of questions about how you would do this and that, and if you could do this or however.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're definitely curious. I think especially as I've gotten a little bit older, they ask you more and pick your brains. And, of course, that there's certain things they want from their goalkeeper in terms of the way they play and what they do. But, really, I think the best ones, they just kind of know that, okay, listen, goalkeeping is not my thing. And goalkeeping is not my thing. And I leave the professionals to it. So those are the best guys. And actually, that's where you see the most success because, a goalkeeping group is a really special environment and has to have a certain dynamic. And I think only the people who are really in the know understand how to put that together. I
mean, you will not be alone on the, 8th and 9th of June.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Runar Alex is coming with you, the FC Copenhagen goalkeeper. He's the only Icelandic goalkeeper who has played in the Premier League.
Absolutely. It's really kind of him. Obviously, his dad is involved with coaching over in Iceland. So we're going to have a couple of my coaches, like my dad being one of them. It's a special thing. He can come in with a lot of experience and knowledge of putting, training a few of the professional goalkeepers. So we're going to, look forward to it. A couple of the goalkeeper coaches have reached out. Like I said, the FA, the Icelandic FA reached out, and we're going to try and set up a meeting and just exchange ideas. So, so far it's been incredibly positive, and we're looking forward to having as many goalkeepers and kids as we can.
A guy with an incredible career like yours. I mean, I was watching you just last month playing so well against Leeds, where you beat them 4-0.
You saw that. I like it.
Yeah, I watch everything. So, I mean, my main problem as a goalkeeper, and every goalkeeper I've spoken to in Iceland, is our main problem has always been we get super nervous before games. I mean, I used to pray that the games would be cancelled before. I was just, an hour before the game. Does a experienced goalkeeper like you're almost like reaching 600 games or something. I mean, do you still get this like extremely nervous before games?
No, definitely not nervous. No, I have the buzz. Yeah. I still have the buzz. I think there's the anxiousness. I think there's that sort of nervous energy in a way. I really love the buzz of the games, the crowd, everything that comes into it, and that's what keeps me going for sure. I think that's what we try and teach. I think we want to come for goalkeepers, and that's why I said the relationships. There's an education part to it as well. But I think if you work really well during the week and you've got your preparation done and your coach is there and you're supporting it, like I said, the dynamic is really, really good, then I think you feel a lot more comfortable going on the games. You've done everything. Yeah. You can then reinforce it by showing, okay, listen, look how we did in training and look what you did in the games. Yeah. And that will breed confidence. That will breed comfort. So it's about really putting these things together and educating everyone. Like I said, it's important for us to speak to the goalkeepers, the goalkeeper coaches, the clubs, the federations, and really understand the dynamics because, people can be quite closed-minded in a way. But I think actually if you can really, do your work and be consistent with your work and your preparation, control the controllables, then I think you go into games a lot more comfortable and feeling good about yourself. And I think that's super important.
I must admit, I would have been extra nervous playing at the Britannia Stadium where you played for so many years for Stoke because they have these strange winds coming into the stadium.
On a Tuesday night.
Yeah, and you know when the ball gets in the air at the Britannia, the wind just takes it, because the wind comes in from certain sections of the field, and it's extremely difficult, and nobody in the crowd understands how difficult it can be to be the goalkeeper up there.
Well, I think as you rightly said, I think wind is probably the most difficult condition for any player, any goalkeeper.
We got plenty of that.
Yeah, there you go. So even more difficult for goalkeepers.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely challenging, but it's something we're probably, playing there every couple of weeks. We got used to it a bit more and understood the tendencies and how things worked, and used it to our advantage. Listeners, no getting away from it. We used it to our advantage, the way we played and how we put teams under pressure. Absolutely. So yeah, it was a challenge, but actually, as I got going, I kind of embraced it and got used to it. So for me, it wasn't such a big deal. For all the opposing teams, they never liked it.
And you even scored at the Britannia.
Yeah, there you go. God bless the wind.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Did you know you were the second Bosnian to score in the Premier League?
I did know that later. I didn't know at the time.
I
didn't know at the time. Yeah. Obviously, never looked at that, to be honest, too much. But no, it was nice to join the list.
I mean, I'll encourage every girl and boy to attend these goalkeeper camps, and it's very exciting to get a goalkeeper of your pedigree to Iceland, and teach them what you know about the game.
Yeah, honestly, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I love sharing it. Like I said, it's really my passion, and we're coming over there really excited. We've done it in other countries, and Iceland being so kind to open the doors to us and inviting us over, I think it means a lot. It's an honor, and we're going to bring our team of coaches. We're going to bring even our AB1 team, and we can show some products and gloves and all this kind of stuff. So make it a really cool overall experience, and make sure everyone has a fantastic time.
Yeah. So you have your own gloves, so you'll be bringing them with you, and so.
Yeah, we're going to bring them. We're going to have all there. We're going to have a little pop-up store.
Yeah. So
and obviously just show the kids. I mean, of course, to make sure their equipment's right, educate them what cuts and feel and what they like and don't like, and how beneficial finger protection can be or not. So again, it'll go down to personal preference and everything, but it's all part of the experience, and the equipment plays a big part for goalkeepers. So we want to make sure that everyone's feeling good and comfortable, which is really important, and have confidence in their work.
Yeah, I mean, being a goalkeeper is the coolest position on the field. You're the only one who is wearing something different. You're allowed to wear a hat, and you can be cooler than everybody, and you're wearing cool gloves as well.
I couldn't agree more. Exactly. Why would you not want to be a goalkeeper?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Asmir, I think we're very good here, and it was a great pleasure speaking to you. And so, just to end it, which goalkeeper do you like that's playing today?
Oh, I knew you're going to ask me that. Like I said, I mean, so tough, right? I have so much respect for all of these guys and playing at the highest level. And
come on, give me a name.
How consistent they are.
Yeah,
I think as you will know, it's the consistency, doing it week in, week out, year after year. So of course I love Gigi, I love Thibaut Courtois. I think he's fantastic. I know Black's brilliant.
Yeah.
I think obviously what Alisson is doing at Liverpool, Neuer at Bayern, just to mention a few. But I think someone who I've really enjoyed and has done some incredible things, over the last couple of years is Mike Mignon.
Yeah.
I think at AC Milan, I think he goes a little bit under the radar at times, but he's a super, super strong goalkeeper, and, plays the position in a really complete way. So someone like him, I really, really enjoy watching him when I can.
But it was fun to see that the Premier League was decided on a great goalkeeping from Stefano Ortega when he took Son on, and he used like a handball split. I mean, you coming from Bosnia, you know handball. So he split like old school split.
Yeah, very much so. It's that, like I said, when we spoke earlier, everyone has their own. It's not maybe a position I would take up. I would probably block differently, and then a third goalkeeper might do it differently again. He has his own technique, and he uses it very effectively. And I think he's been exposed to these different things. And, I think that's, again, where we talk about showing kids and goalkeepers and young aspiring goalkeepers and everyone just like different techniques. And then you kind of work it out as to what you feel comfortable with and how it works for you. And when you get more successful, you'll get confidence. So, we really know the importance of a goalkeeper. And I think there's, of course, always a stigma on goalkeepers. And listen, let's okay, it's important, but it's not that important as other positions, and we don't invest any money into it. But I mean, I've never seen a good team with a bad goalkeeper win anything. So
yeah, that's a great.
So it's incredibly vital.
Yeah, yeah. So the title race was won by a goalkeeper. So I mean, it's the lowest paid position on the field.
Yeah, we're still working on getting our respect and what we deserve.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a battle that's been ongoing for many years. But maybe one day we'll get there. We'll keep pushing.
Absolutely. Asmir, I'm looking forward to see you in Iceland. And as I said, I encourage all kids in these 8 groups, both boys and girls, to register and go up to Fram. And I just wish you get a good weather. I mean, this is Iceland. It's always 50-50.
Hey, I'm from England. Obviously, I've been in England a long time, so I know all about that. So I'm sure we'll be prepared either way.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.